basic understanding is probably we can eat in a way which might not glorify God. If the Bible is coming out positively with this, that we should eat to glorify God or we should drink to glorify God, it means there are ways and manners we shall eat or we will eat or we might be eating, which somehow might not be glorifying God. Hence, we want to look at them this afternoon, lay much more exegesis into those things to come up with the simple understanding or simple things we can fathom or conceptualize regarding the eating lifestyle that we possess in our various homes. Nti Korintofoɔ nwoma a ɛdi kan eti du nkyekyɛmu aduasa baako sɛ nti sɛ modidi o sɛ monom o nea moyɛ biara no monyɛ nhyɛ Onyankopɔn animuonyam. Nti ɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛwɔ didie kwan bi wɔ hɔnom a yɛfa so a ɛnhyɛ Nyame animuonyam. Yɛwɔ kwan bi a yɛfa so nom a ɛnhyɛ Nyame animuonyam. Nti I want us to delve deeper into those things. Na yɛhu ne sɛ no, sɛ yɛwɔ didie kwan bi a ɛnhyɛ Nyame animuonyam bi a, we want to look at them. Na that Nyame enkobu yɛn fo ɛwɔ ho sɛ no, you were supposed to eat in this manner. Na mmom when did this nti kɔfa how we ɛde brɛ wo anaasɛ yareɛ bi nketenkete ahodoɔ bi a ɛbɛtumi aba no could be prevented bra yɛbɛdidi. So some of the improper way of eating habits might lead us into getting some kind of diseases here and there. And I bet you there are a lot of people in this world, and if you look at the diseases they are suffering from, it's as a result of some little things they didn't know. They did those things, and then it's actually brought such kind of diseases or maladies upon them. And we wouldn't take things for granted. Na nneɛma nketenkete bi a yɛbɛbu yɛn egu soɔ no, yɛnkɔyɛ ma ne nkɔfa haw kɛseɛ ɛmfa mmɛyɛ no nti no, yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden sɛ biblically sɛnea Nyankopɔn akyerɛ yɛn 1 Corinthians 10:31 no, yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma. Na yɛdidi biara yɛbɛkaekae yɛn ho those nokorɛ no na yɛtumi edi so. Na yɛdi nkan a meka ho asɛm no ɛyɛ regularity in eating. It's very important to eat regularly. Regularity in eating concerns your time, the time you eat. If you are someone who eats twice a day, and in actual fact, it's the best. It's so far the best. If you eat twice a day, it is the best. We have people who eat once, others eat 3 times within the day. But I believe eating 2 times is the best. Say yɛwɔ nipa koro ahodoɔ bebrebe. Obi wɔ hɔnom a n'ani gye ho sɛ odidi baako dako. Obi so wɔ hɔnom a odidi mprenu dako. Obi so hɔ a odidi mpensa dako. Ne nyinaa no ɛwɔ nsunsuansoɔ a ɛde ma yɛn papa ne bɔne. But sɛ woyɛ obi a wote didi mprenu dako a ɛyɛ ana it's helpful, yana ɛboa. Very helpful to eat twice a day as compared to eating 3 times a day. Yeah. So regularity is knowing your time very well, when to take your supper and when to take your breakfast. So if you are someone who eats around 10 a.m. in the morning, make sure it becomes habitual. It becomes something that you will be constantly eat during that particular day. If only you will take breakfast, you make sure you have a designated time, a regular time, regularized time that you'll be taking your breakfast always. It's helpful. The system has a monitoring mechanism. It has a clock in the system. The system has a clock which monitors all that you do. It's networked in such a way that if if you are used to eating 10 a.m. in the morning, it will even signal you before you realize, oh, I think it's my time is up to take breakfast. If you are someone who eats 11 a.m. every morning, when it gets there and you've not eaten, your system is able to wake you up to give you a sign. It knocks you that, hey, your time is up, you've not eaten, I've not gotten something inside me. So it pricks your conscience by way of probably hearing some noise from your tummy or stomach. Yɛtɔ da wɔ hɔ berɛ a wotaa didi anɔpa, mfa ne sɛ sɛ nondu na wotaa didi, na sɛ nondu abɔ apa ho ɛrekɔ bɛyɛ nondu nifa na wodidi a, tɔda bɔn sɛ wo yam ahyɛ aseɛ ma wo signal bi ahyɛ aseɛ yɛ kukurukuru ne nneɛma bi sɛ wonnidi yɛ. Wobɛhu sɛ wonya hu pɛ na wabɔ mmɔden akɔdidi. Saa na Nyame ayɛ nipadua no. Nti sɛ wankasa no wote aseɛ saa na wohunu sɛ okay, due to this, I will try to regularize my diet, especially during the time I eat, and make sure that if only I will take supper, I'll make sure I take it at 5. If you have a designated time for your stuff, it also accustoms itself to it. So whenever it's time, the system is ready and it prepares itself to accept and receive all that you are eating. And then it starts working on it for your own good and for the betterment of your health.
Sorry to interrupt, Doc. Okay. Please, those who just joined, if there's anyone online who cannot understand the English, can you please raise your hand there so that we sort you out? If you do not understand the Chi language, if you do not understand the Chi language, can you raise your hand so that we sort you out? For those who just joined. Thank you. Thanks, Doc. You can go on now.
So should I still blend them?
No, you should go on until we get someone.
Okay, then probably I believe I should go with only the English language, right?
Please feel comfortable.
All right, thank you very much. One kasa oti ho ayeyi boni o. So if there's anyone who find any difficulties in understanding what we are teaching, you kindly draw us attention to that, and then we try to meet everyone's, right. So on the regularity in eating, what we are simply trying to educate people out there is the particular time that you eat during the day, your system programs that, and then it prepares accordingly. Okay, so Elsie's or Ellie, is it Ellie's hand being ready? So host, what will be the concern of Ellie?
Oh no, it's just the language barrier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doctor, can you go on? Alice, we'll sort you out in a minute. Just hang on for a sec.
All right, so let me continue. Let me go on with the English and then. So with the regularity in eating, you are supposed to have a peculiar time which you need to give yourself. That this very time I want to take my supper. This time I want to take breakfast. And then accustom yourself to that and make sure that during the time you take your breakfast should be the exact time you'll be taking your breakfast on daily basis. It will prolong your life and it's really going to help your system. There's something we call the gastrointestinal system, the GI system. That's your stomach, your intestines, and other stuff come to play. It has to be ready and prepared for you whenever you want to eat. That is why when you are not starving, when you're not hungry, you're not supposed to eat. You eat only when you feel like eating. But when you are naturally full, or you naturally don't feel for food, and you're still forcing food into your system, you are causing a great havoc or mayhem on your system. It will be very important to wait for the system to signal you before you eat. And this actually presupposes that in the morning, when you are a regular type of taking breakfast in the mornings, the exact time that you eat, your system is able to program accordingly. So your organs will be ready whenever the time is approaching. So whatever or whichever food you introduce into the system, it's able to handle it harmoniously. So it rather helps your system, so it can affect your longevity. So it is always right to eat according to a particular frame of time. Your lunch time, your breakfast time, your supper time should always be regular. Now, the next thing we shall talk about is sweets after meals. Sweets after meals. Out there, I know it's rampant and it's popular out there. It's common out there. There are a lot of people who will be eating something like boiled yam and a stew. Right after eating a cooked food, either rice and stew or bangkun, whatever, right after eating a cooked meal, you see they have fruits at hand to take, or they have toffees or candies at hand to take, and they call that sweets after meals. Whenever you eat, sound like rice, yam, whichever food that is cooked, if you eat them, it's always advisable to give your system room for like an hour or two before you introduce fruits into your system. It is not good to combine fruits and vegetables whilst eating. And normally, our cooked meals are cooked with vegetables. Our cooked meals are mostly prepared with vegetables, cereals, tubers, and other stuff. If you eat a cooked meal prepared with tubers, vegetables, and all those stuff, and then you introduce fruits right after eating, it will cause a lot of disorders in your system. So allow your gastrointestinal system, the stomach, to secrete certain important juices. There are enzymatic juices that will be secreted onto the food you have eaten to act on the food, to digest it. When you feed the system with a peculiar food, it's able to handle it very well as compared to you eating a cooked meal and then a fruit. It's important to note this. So if it's what we've been practicing in our various homes, let us kindly do away with that. Eat cooked meals separately from your fruits. Fruit should be formed in a meal, actually. It's a meal on its own. So do not be someone who will be bought into the idea of mixing foods together. If you have your cooked meal eaten, give yourself some time, over an hour to 2 hours, and then probably you can eat your fruits. But it should be ideal to take your fruits as a separate meal. It should be very ideal to take your fruits as a separate meal and not to combine it with cooked fruits or cooked meals. That will be very, very helpful to your system. And we've known a lot of people who normally go on doing that. And Most of them are obese. Most of them are having gastritis and types of ulcers here and there. Indigestion, comes as a result of that. Now, let's look at the bites of our meals. It is always good or better to be taking small bites at a time. Whenever we are eating, we need to slow down, take our time, be conscious of our environment, be conscious of what we are eating and how we are eating. There are a lot of people, when they take a bite of a meal, it's like we're going to feed two children. Just a bite could feed two children. We need to take small bites at a time for the system to handle. We don't have any kind of machine in the human system handling the food we are eating. It is the organs and some secretions that will go on to act on the foods we have eaten or we are eating. So when we are taking larger bites, it doesn't really help the human system. It's always advisable that when you are eating, you take them in smaller bites. It will help the system to accommodate it, get the time to work on it, and then gradually your system will be able to handle the subsequent foods you will be eating. So let's be mindful of that. And whilst you take smaller bites, you will have to masticate your food thoroughly. So thorough mastication is very needful. There are a lot of people, how they eat, they rush in eating, They don't take their time to chew the food they are eating very well for the food to be well chewed or thoroughly masticated, and then they swallow. So a lot of people have been experiencing some stomach pains, indigestion, and all that, just because they don't masticate the food they eat thoroughly. So when you are eating, kindly take your time. Don't rush. And if you think or you believe you are in a rush to somewhere, it will be better you place the food down. Go do whatever you want to do. When you're done, then you come back and have time and eat. Eating should be a conscious. So a conscious effort has to be given to eating. If it has to be a conscious act, no one should eat unconsciously. So if you are conscious about what you are eating, as soon as it gets into your mouth, you take your time, you chew it thoroughly before you swallow.
Sorry once again to interrupt, Doc. Sorry, set me interrupt it as time goes on. Please, there's a breakout room for the English speakers. If you can't speak Chi or if you don't understand the Chi, kindly raise your hand so that you'll be sent to that room where the interpretation is ongoing. Doc, can you please use the Chi now for us? Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I should rather use Chi and then it will be translated into English.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So thorough mastication. Se worisa aduane ama no afe. Se worisa aduane no ema ne fe a, ete nipadua no ebre eso. Se aduane na wodi no wentimi anresa ama na amfi yi a, nipadua no ebre. Because enye machine bi na ewo ye mu a ebekwa akobubu aduane na wodi no. Eye nsuwa ahodo bi a ano ehye. Any nkwamwa nkitinkiti bi enzymes and then internal HCl or the internal hydrochloric acid. Eye fluid, eye nsuwa nkitinkiti a ebeboa anane aduane no keke. Nti yeni efidie bi a ɛwɔ yɛ system mu a break down aduane a yɛdie. Ɛyɛ nea ɛyɛ yɛ aduane ho adwuma te sɛ nsuo yɛ. Nti sɛ aduane kɔɔ mu a na nipadua no pu nsuo no de egu so na anane aduane no. Na anane aduane no. Enti no ɛho hia abere bia sɛ yɛdidi a yɛbɛresa aduane no ama no afe ansa yamene aduane no akɔyɛ mu. Right. Niedi hɔ bio no ɛyɛ you have to chew with your mouth closed. Udidi a sɛ wo resa aduane no a edwa sɛ mmoa wa no na udidi. Nti utie aduane hyɛ w'anum a sɛ wo resa aduane no a na wakata wa no kakra. So na wo resa kama. Enye broni na di ba yo. Nye broni na di aba. Se enya ya yesi broni na okata na no. Every say aduane na ye before the etagi ya no ham. Ana edidi. Monye before saa o. Monye yensa. Nti abibia no ye didi a na ye resa aduane no a. Oma ye nkata ya no. One of the importance of chewing with your mouth closed, and he say didi o resa aduane na o kata wa no ana o mua wa no a. Mfaso baako a ewom paa ne sɛ ɛboa ɛma mframa ɛnkɔ mu. Sɛ udidi na wo resa na wo mene mframa na a wo resa na wo mene aduane no a mframa bia ɛbɛba bɛfrɛ aduane no wo bɛ mene anu nso akɔ mu. Nti mostly no bon sɛ yɛdidi a na yɛwie pɛ na yɛahyɛ aseɛ ɛbɛrpe. Na yɛahyɛ aseɛ eyi mframa ye keusu na ye grr because ye didi no ye mua ya no nti no nnuane na ye mene no ya mene ene mframa bebree ana akɔgu yeyem. Na sɛ o mene mframa bebree kogu yeyem a it will also come with a lot of discomforts. Ɛma wonya ahotɔ saa obon sɛ o yi mframa so na ɛfa wonum ɛtɔ da wanhwe enye wonum nko abo na o yi bi fa ekyire hɔ nso so enti no ya na abibia no ɛho hia sɛ yedidi a yɛbɛkata ya no ebe ya mframa ɛmfrɛ aduane no ɛnkɔ yeyem na ɛnkɔ ha yɛn ɛmfa haw ahodoɔ bi nso ɛmfa ɛmrɛ yɛn. Na edi hɔ biom no ɛyɛ sɛ yɛdidi na yɛnum nsuo. Yɛdidi na yɛnum nsuo. Yɛne a yɛyɛ akwanfoɔ ne deɛ ebi ahyɛ da a wɔn fɛ ne temperance. Wɔn ato ne din yɛfɛ ne temperance. Ti obi wɔ hɔ nom a odidi a ɔno anim sɛ ni kwan sɛ ɔnum nsuo. Nanso obeyi n'ani na wanom nsuo no na waka sɛ temperance excuse me or excuse me temperance. Temperance deɛ ɔyɛ na excuse you. You have to excuse yourself. Sɛ wodidi na at the same time wonum nsuo a ɛde nsunsuansoɔ ne ɔhaw bebree ɛna ɛde brɛ yɛn. Nti ɛho hia sɛ wodidi a wonum nsuo. Ɛnyɛ nsuo nko a anoneɛ biara no you avoid them. Wodidi a wodidi wie a bɛyɛ 1 hour time ɛkɔ. You can start taking your fluids. Nti sɛ wowɔ nsuo bi ahodoɔ bi a ɛsɛ wonom a ɛni kwan sɛ wonom ne bra wodidi. Esan sɛ yɛwɔ the internal HCl, the internal hydrochloric acid ɛwɔ yɛ nipadua ni mu a ɛno na sɛ yɛdidi ɛkɔ yɛ mu a ɛnane aduane no sɛ nsuo ana no ɛhye And being the main substance for digestion, no, ɛwɔ range bi a ɛsɛ ɛwɔ acidity range bi na etimi anane aduane na yɛdie no. But sɛ wonum nsuo na you neutralize HCl no anaasɛ internal hydrochloric acid no. Wonum nsuo a ɛma saa nsuwa na ɛbɛba bɛnane wɔ aduane no. Nsuwa no bɛyɛ mmerɛ. Nsuwa no a ɛbɛnane wɔ aduane a yɛfrɛ no HCl no. Ano bɛdwo, ano hyeɛ no bɛba fam. Instead sɛ ɛbɛwɔ ne acidity range no, ɛbɛtumi aba to the neutral range towards the alkaline range. Ɛntumi nnane aduane no a wodi no ɛyie. Ɛno nti no, ɛho hia sɛ abere bia no yɛdidi a yɛmfa nsuo nsi yɛ ho. Ebia ne gyaeɛ no ɛbɛyɛ wo den nti yɛ no nkakra nkakra. Ti woyɛ obi a wobɛdidi awie no na wanom bottle wei baako, nsuo bottle wei baako a make sure sɛ wobɛte so. The next time a wobɛdidi no ebia na half ana wanom. The next time a wodidi no kakra kakra bo sɛ na say bi na wonom yɛ. Saa na ɛso te. Nti ɛbɛduru point bi no wobɛtumi adidi abra nsuo ɛnka ho. And wobɛyɛ very okay. Ɛnyɛ sɛ ɛbɛma problem bi ana ɛbɛma ɔhaw bi. Wobɛyɛ very okay. Nti gradually wohyɛ aseɛ sɛ wodidi a wobɛtete wo nsuo nom so. Any other drinks a yɛnom no so no ɛbɛboa. Nti ebi didi a na ɔmo ato soft drink ɛde esi hu na ɔmo nom. Secondly, wonim sɛ wodidi na wonom any kind of fluid, say yɛ nsuo, sɛ ɛyɛ soft drink bi anaasɛ den, na wonom na wodidi a the stomach and our yefunu no, it cannot work in that condition. Entimi nyɛ sɛ adwuma bra entimi nhyɛ aseɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma wɔ aduane na wadi no ho. Bra nsuo ne ade ɛka ɛho no. Enti no, wo yefunu no ɛbɛtwe nsuo no ɛne anɔneɛ no ɛde efiri wo yefunu mu hɔ no, ɔbɛtwetwe ɔbɛnenam ama nakɔ ansana wahyɛ aseɛ sɛ or break it down aduane na wadi no. Enti sɛ wodidi na anɔneɛ ka ho a wodi adwuma ɛma wo yefunu no. Because it was sɛ wo yefunu no ɛtwetwe na ɔnonom nsuo na ɛwɔ aduane no ho nyinaa ansana owie a waba bɛnane aprocesse aduane na wadi no. Ansana edru ileum no through the colon ama assimilation of nutrients take place. And also when you are in the nipadua na hyɛ aseɛ atwe nnuane no de akɔ wo mogya mu. Enti moma yɛnhyɛ aseɛ enyim firi hɔnom. It's improper to be drinking whilst eating. It doesn't help. Emwa kra nti moma yɛmmɔ mmɔden na yɛntwe mfa mfiri ho. Ɛbɛboa yɛn.
I'm sorry to interrupt once again. Doc, Mpacho said I won't keep interrupting. Can you please make that announcement for me occasionally? I think others are still joining.
Okay.
Please do that for me. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Moi bɛka yɛn nsa no wa wonte twi no. Any mammy kind of obi on TV or anything anything.
I just all kind of
those who has joined and then are unable to understand our dialogue, kindly raise up your hand or show the hand emoji, and then you'll be added to a group whereby you are spoken with English. It will be translated into English for you guys. Those who do not understand the tree, kindly let us see your hand emoji up, and then you'll be connected to the group whereby interpretation is ongoing to those who do not understand our local dialect. Thank you very much. Inti, sir, ya try addition no. bra ye free drinking whilst eating no ye call eating many or plenty varieties at a time. On say ye mu pi wo hono mo a ye ya we say enuane ahodo bi wo hono mo a ye di a enhye da emwa enu achi no ye ka enuane no eboso bebre ye ka enuane no eboso pi a enhye da emwa enti ye mommodin say ye didi a it wouldn't be plenty varieties at a time. For instance, yewo nipaku ahodo bi a obekọ akoto waakye anase awaakye eduane na ye frɛ no waakye no obekọ akoto na se ọtọ a obeto bin awaakye na nkasa ye beans ene emo already waakye na ye beans ne mo already na owie a wato waje vegetable salad e di aka ho vegetable salad no eka ho no na ye twitwa pear e di aka ho pear nechi no obeto kosua e di atoso ti yawo watwe ne yawo beans emo afi pear kosua na wato fish aka ho na ode red koko wasato koko e di atoso na waje macaroni spaghetti e di aka ho na waje salads aye twitwa vegetable salad lettuce, onions, tomato, carrots ni ade di aka ho na waje gari e di aka ho oria stew no ene hyeto na abeguso eduane ba kwa wudi ni at a time wasese wiase mu niam nyina e di aka ho ana that moment no obedi because ojitum say ana ojidi say yesi bibi o hwa ye frɛ no balanced diet enti no okeka nnuane ahodo we nyina bomu a wenya ne balanced diet. The issue about balanced diet, you don't balance your diet at a time. Obi o hwa fish ni kosua na chinkwa no osawo bibi a ye frɛ no wele wasato wele e di aka ho ye twi no kra na ye ka ne ze kahuro yes na wasato kahuro kra sa di aka ho enti at a time no ennuane a waka boso a odi no eye bebrebe and your system cannot be able to handle that food. Emwa abroswa 4 varieties at a time. Abroswa enti watching for instance beans ho emo no ho na vegetables no so abeye 1 enti wo vegetable salad lettuce ni cucumber no ni ade ni na avocado eka so na ye kama na emroso nti wo hyeto ne stew no eba beka ho a enu anu no wewie another time no obetimi enya red na kokko no na avocado ka ho na bia wo beans kakra ene enwo kakra na eka ho na wadi etoda nso a emo no ene stew nko a na avocado any vegetables salad eka ho na wadi enti no yen take less varieties at a time nti bo modern say wudidi a enniama no enye bebrebe too much it doesn't help emwakra because eduane bi a wudidi no ehia peculiar enzymes bi a beye say eduane no ho adwuma enti no in your stomach now, it will be cloudy. Ebeye too much. besides it being cloudy, no, it will be crowdy as well. A bed dorsum, in Yaman be muhu, a bay baby. And when he say, at a time, no, would the abruswa 4 varieties at a time. A beboa would need piano. Anyone cassa we funu. Oyasa ni pediano, and you can say chin in Yama bebre, a year juma at a particular time. A cacrabi ne bechin, na aye and more juma. Enti no, mama ye mom modern say ye bedidi less varieties at a time. Na eduane no enko ye bebrebe a broso e beboa ye. Early eating. Ye mu bebre we eat too early. We eat too early. I thought that empasumpo na ye di eduane every ye. Ye sorry fi mpaso a na ye dwen ho a ye eduane. Ye sorry fi mpaso a na ye dwen ho a ye eduane. Nti early eating does not really help the human system. Nti ye advisable ye futuo de ma yen say ye sorry anopa a ye say ye be nante kakra aye adwuma bi kakra na yeyi efin a ewo yen mu dada no efri ho. Ti obi o wa wo sorry anopa a unye nko lavatory unkoja wonan na wudidi enye. It is not a good lifestyle. And when you say near what ye chemuno, adia chia, konekoyi selfie ni free umo, na no mu insu, na ye active kakra, who we are and sana wajin bianeho. So those who are joining and are unable to understand the Chi dialect, kindly have the emoji hands up or raise up your hands, literally. We will see and they will connect you to a room or a different platform whereby interpretation is ongoing. So if you don't understand the Chi, kindly alert us by raising the emoji hands. We will connect you to where the interpretation is ongoing. Thank you very much. Enti se ye didi anopapa ye sorry pe na ya adwen e wa aduane so emmoa yen. Oh yes, sample, you cannot plan properly. And so we are having a feedback.
Richard Mansa, can you please mute? Yes, thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Edasi. Say, oh sorry, anopa. Na wadwin nyina ye aduane. Ebia enra de na wudi e na e de pa. Enti ni aka anopa yi wo pese wo toa so di no. Wo sorry ya wadwin we aduane ne so. Enkra no kra de omonsa kwaka. Omo ahwe ya wo bebo omo ato baabi. Because when you abre send you na ye wo de no when mini pass no pay wo be say di na wa make justice to aduane no but one way here and no ntimi emma wo nwen and plan it very well for the day the money they was sorry a bom paye de ho hye nyame nse wia wo dwen ne wo be ni de mu no nya aduane na yesa wa dwen koso kane. Food is the last thing that should come to your mind. Oh, we are now for what a plan say, okay, nti anope, then namindi. Enti, yen susundi din tem one opa. Anopan yenye juma kakra, na yenja yenai enyi fin emfi yemu. Yemo modern say, ye obia, ye beja yenai regularly. Nipa pi wo hono mo anansa na wonja ne nai. O yesa, eye boni o. Nansa na wunya wonai. Debi o. Enzo de bia wudidi. No, it's an abomination. Any kwanza wo yes sir. But modern make it habitual say anope bia obeja wonai. Say untimi nya wonai twice a day. Untimi nya na anopa na enyumra. But modern say it will be on daily basis anopa die obeja. And it has to be regular with you. So bebo modi say ubija wonai anopa bia. Wodi enwumre ka ho a it's best. Enti anopa yedidi ntem no emo. Oda sorry a woni pedua no so agina home kakra. Nti what sorry no ma de anchi wiyem kakra. There was a time me share BB article be say sweat before breakfast. Sweat before breakfast. So wo ye bibi ama mfifiri atew kakra ansa na wedidi anopa. Eboa wapomuden, eboa wa hoɔden. It means say wobɛyɛ enniama nkitinkiti bi ofie, efie adwuma nkakra scrubbing no ne ne keka ho nkyɛnse hohoro apra ne ade. Enti ano kra betimi aserve as morning exercise the amount. Ama wetimi asweat kakra. Uwi a wakodwara refresh your system ansa na wadwene aduane ho. Enti yenye se beboa. Ya yewo amanone yemre no yenimre no anopa pa ese wo adwuma. Enti o plan for waduane a na wo de kwa a ye adwuma kakra na mo breaki anopa nimu a na wadidi. It will be very helpful. Unless you have a peculiar condition bi ebi a wo de wo yare bi ana wo problem binti challenge binti anopa wo sorry na wendidi ntem a wo benya how you are exempted. What the where ye can no money how o nim se wo how bi ne nyama binti a anopa wo sorry atwa se wo didi ntem a wo ni problem didi ntem. But anya sa de a wo ye normal being wo ni problem ya but modern say wo be susu didi ntem. Afei food temperature. Food temperature. Yese wo didi a enjo anase enye shipi. Ma waduane no enye ho ne ho. Nipa pi ho no mo a ye didi a aduane na ehia ma ye bre ye te a na ye nsan hwehwe ye still ne ato e de ewura ye minim na ne we are forced to swallow. Ade hwehwe no esan say yama no anjo kakra ye betimi ato ye bo edi nti no ye te na ahye ye nsa ho ye ebi ho ye nya ntum na ebi ato ye num ye de tu ye num esa hye ye techema na ya mene you are compelled to swallow it. Yeah na emwa because uyem no uni refrigerator ho. So let's be mindful. Ni nyina ye nyama nkitinkiti a higher pomuden. A higher pomuden. Ana se wodi aduane a enwunu nsu pi a woni pedua no will have to warm it before it starts acting on it. Ansa na woni pedua no benane no aye ho adwuma no. Etwa se ka aduane na wodi nnununu ne hye ansa na aye ho adwuma. And we are lose energy. Enyama pi ana wo sai ne wo mu ana abibi a wo yusu onipedua no bebre bema wapomden enya hawo no. It means that wo nyini nche ebema problem wo daachi wapomden ho. Nti ye modern say ye beye obi a aduane a ye bedie no ebeye ehode ho enye nwunu enye hyensu pie. Minka fruits. I'm talking about cooked meals. Minka fruits. I'm talking about cooked meal. Aduane a ye noa. Fruits ye noa. Yemfa fruits ensi jaso na yedi. So let's be mindful of that. Now, the next one is gluttony. Ye wo ye mu pi wo hono mo a ye didi membro so. Anopa no quotation a ye kenkan ye no. Sentia Baku we man fam ne se ewie ye besua ana ye bekan enti. Gluttony is in the Bible. Yenim yati bebre scientists ekasa cheye nipa hodo pi eba beka cheye edidi me enye edidi mruso enye ni nyina no eye ehu hia yate but it is biblical. Ohima
Doc Mpacho, you are muted.
Sorry, me man about Kwabana or Hamintia. I say, please come and take care.
Okay.
Let me see, I'm having a program. Take care to mommy. Hurry up. Do that. You take care and then close the door. Gluttony, and I say it did mean emroso. Oshe nipa pi ne asasi so near omofu aya. Dodo na didi mean any didi mroso. Ye didi ama abroso. Share so you be a wote didi a won didi me mroso pa ohu. Eboa, it prolongs your life. E maunyiche. Who didi mean bebrea a te won kwana so. Very important. Let's be mindful of that. Yankin can be from Philippians chapter 3, verses 18 and 19. Philippians chapter 3, verses 18 and 19. Philippo for woma etimiensa chichemu du enwachi any dunkuno. Or say, for many walk of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Christ, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Now, baby, massam no one year, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. Or say, nipa pi anante wakwan bi so medin kaka wansem wache modada. Bra megusu kan kra no. Media rewo esu etwa adwadwo bra meka kyeremu. Say, sa nkrofokuo no eye Kristo asenua no atamfo. They are the enemies of the cross of Christ. Kristo asenua no sa nkrofo no ye Kristo asenua na atamfo. Na omo awie ye no eye oseye. Na sa nkrofo no efu eye omunyame. It's not about those who are into corruptible practices. And you're more corruption and someone who, if your belly is your God, what does it mean? So wofu eye wunyamia, wofu ye wunyankopon a, wofunti obeye ne you can say ye. Dana wa wudidi mean bruso no, eye wofunti. Neni tuya pa se mame Ebiani we die mame baby edru no etwa se me gye mo se no ebiani na ede se ebiani ne be sai die media me abroso ukun hu enya me na wo ye me hu nye obi a wo yare a wo wi a wo se beifo e na eye wo enuane a wodidi me broso akeke emom na adane wo beyi ebiani a ebia eka ya yesa wo tugu no ebia endru $1 ebia endru $1 endru ebia 5 cedis ebiani na asai na yesa wo tugu no wo si dabi wuntungu ebia endru 1 cedi wo si ebiani no wuntungu obedi na wa me abroso na ebia didi me emroso na kofa yawe bia etwasa wodi be ya $10 million and yesa kosa sa ya de no ese bia wodi $3,000 and yesa kosa sa ya de no say wodi ebia 200 Ghana cedis 500 Ghana cedis 3,000 Ghana cedis na yesa de kosa sa ya we na nka eduane kituwa bia yesa utugu no edi sa aba sa ya de na ba no say eduane kituwa nka utugu e bia nka sa ya we na ama mama you take certain things for granted. So all those who have joined and are unable to understand our dialect, kindly raise up your hand by showing the emoji. We shall connect you to a platform where all that we are saying are being interpreted. Thank you very much. In Philippians chapter 3, 18 and 17. Asama wakano hupao. Intino sawo weyefunu eye wunyankopon a woye Kristo asenua ne tamfo nti wo a wodidi membro so no wotan Kristo. Simply put, now we shouldn't be mixing fruits and vegetables together. Medin kan kan ho ase me say sisubium ye di enuaba ne atosode a yenka mo enu nti se wo ye fruit juices a emfa vegetable bia mfra So we have vegetable juices and for fruits be amfra. We have fruit smoothies and for vegetables and fra. Important say you eat vegetables at a time and then fruits at different. Yes, sir. Udi atosodia di anonkwa. Udi nnuaba di anonkwa. Se wo ye juice na wo blend bibi ti se orange and konkofa carrot enfra. O blend bibi ti se carrot and kofa pineapple enfra. Inti yemu bebre ye juices ye ade ya te oh juices se boa eye sei. Nanso ye say no. Inti men kofa vegetables enfra fruits. Se wo die ana wo ye juice no men fanfra. Very important. Now, let's look at this. Na memfa NC. Ye ria anesa. Ye won nuane bi and you can say wudi na anajo for a purpose. Ye won nuane bi wudi na anajo a. Se nuane no eye mucus producing foods. Eye nuane a eye ahro ana eye amaman ewo. Se eduane no wudi ko mu na se eye amaman no ewo wahra wani mu a. Na sa wo de koda obe sori no na enka ewo wanum. But sa wodi na nopa na ewia na enwumremu kakra because you are active. Onam a wo koba yese kasa ye yinti no. Se e produce mucus na se eye amaman ni mpo a phlegms ni mpo a nipeduan de be adwuma the system will use it. And answer probably near upper in excess near abro so nipeduan mpe no. Obeyi atu egu afiri wanum ana ohwendro mu. Enu nti no how be anim sesa nnuane no obedi na nopa ewia na enwumremu kakra. But anajo ade ase na wudi bibi ti se kwadu emwa wudi kwadu eye amaman eye papa ebo nipedua no. But this say oye no wada ni nti no nipedua ni mfa amaman ni nya adwuma nti mucus no ebaba begina yahra wani mu na pro inframa enka ebem ye fa bibi putrefaction yes ferment enka ebem enka ehya ebem sa na betimi ama lung infections obetimi anya infection ewo wahra wani mu obetimi anya sinus infection efi ohwini mu ko fa o trachea nim ko wahra wanu emu no ebetimi ama infections ewo ho ebetimi ama okasa enka ebefi wonum aba enti bibi ti se kwadu anajo mendi bibi ti se jene mendi na anajo bibi ti se garlic endi na anajo because enane agro enane eyi agro na se enane na eba na wada ebe hyase apro ewo mu na ede nka aba mu pineapple ne anka ne sa ne mani na anajo close to bedtime no muma yendi sa nyama no eyampo say close to bedtime wundidi ebe ye nsuo na wo benom na enum pokra no enye bebre nti eya say ye benom nsuo pi during the day anopa ewia enwumemu kakra but sem emre ben amaya kwa akoda close to bedtime no muma ye nsusu num nsuo eya say wo place a lot of burdens on your kidneys bra wada no your kidneys will still be functioning ebeye adwuma na processing nsuo a wanom ni ade udidi later bra wada yesa wo system organs nso rest no na nso gusu ye adwuma enti yemmo modern say ye bejai anadwudidie ye bejai nnuane ahodo we edi na ye nsuo a ye nom no enum nsuo bebre anajo menka sa anajo enum nsuo ba susunom se na ebeye a ensan ha wonnampo ye onipa bebre a monna enwedin enanso hunya manipedua no nti ni kwan se wo ye ade ebe interrupt with sleep woda na ma wo sorry wo nyane sa no eya na enhyeda emmoa nti aha ana mepese proper and improper eating habits edc I know so there were a lot of questions out there mo bepese mo de beba nti ne minti minka ye nyina no mashada More questions near Mobecano, ebe yini in Aba, send a bear beboa ma yetimi upon on time. Nti Eradin Shamo, na on come home when yabre, ama yetimi bibi. Thank you very much. All right, Esther Redu. So you'll be connected to the other platform where interpretation is ongoing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. Please, it's question time. But also be what assembly sabia. Obe raising a hand na your friend. Waila. Me pacho se kasa mute where you know MIA na yen omo kasa and said the beya yenya. So I have Waila speaking first. So for my me was so and Galaxy 810. Pacho meje model first na Dr. answer na for your corner set of people. Thank you.
Sister Esther have also got a question. So she'll come back to the main platform and she can ask it.
Adam Pachayanti de Okayana.
Sister Esther, who raised her hand first, is Esther ready? She's only got a question. She didn't want to come to the English.
Okay.
So,
and then Pacha, Sister Esther, you better take you first.
No. If you take the others first, she's still on the in the group breakout room. She'll come back shortly.
Okay. Pacha, wait, am I into Sister
Abigail, Dr. Morris, yeah, that's it. Me pacho me question who did adoko de home straight away after 18. What can we say? Me and fast makes it so many varieties. Now my question is say
please, you are muted until
sorry, but my mute me home. Okay. But my question was who did the Dr. Karibi say who did and that's what did we are what the adoko de eka one and I won't see straight away no and what and I think me see so many varieties at a time and at a go. Okay, me question kakra wahane says so who did he maybe why vegetable juice now what do you now so was a variety of vegetables, maybe 3 and as a 4, as you said, it should be okay, no. Because a juice, no, a vegetable juice, no. I won't know straight away after eating, no. Me pacho, wrong, and I say, vegetables need a having. Me pacho me question, no.
Okay, thank you. All right. Say, what the vegetables are here, Diane? Now will be now which vegetables. They can one a year mom since vegetables in a form of juice. Intimate say a more any vegetable stew. And I was say vegetable salad. Eddie can one woody. Very okay. But sir, what they be say carrot juice. Now we did vegetable salad. Any a mono, any vegetable stew. No. And can we fluid no every more ni fluidity no nunti it was a film na another time one obi so be bisa na enkwan enso enkwan woni pedua no ehu enkwan se eduane ehu ni se nsuo ni pedua no due to se na CTNT no se enkwan ekomu a abenkwan gatenkwan hwan sa nkwan se komu ani pedua no hunu se eduane nti etimi handle no on its own way naturally but near over taken as juice BBC say carrot juice cucumber juice beetroot juice men take abra woody though ni na vegetables men nom abra woody because vegetable juice na wo fa no kra no etwa se ekokosa yade bi wo mu e wo bibi ebekwa akoye wonom de gu aduane no so a sa mfaso no won san kan yie empo but bra enye aduane so na wodidi a long time ago na afi wo num no eboa ma who repeat the sole benefit of the juice no ema no etimi boa wapomden. Thank you.
Thank you. Pacha yebe suffer mame o si section pacha ma yentio. Yewi ana Esther redu.
Dr. Mpacho, my question because I may have a near man frafa be brave, be an vegetable stew. Wafa kakumba, wafa unsikakumba, wafa yeah, wafa I be in cancer vegetables be brave, nadia yes you know. The same time no be a bear fafa na 6. This is how your vegetables be brave. Na udi adi bi a wo na say wapesi eno no eboa ena 2 me pa cho say fruits no ha salad no ubetimi adi salad ankasa cho salad bebre bi a salad bebre kakra na ubetimi di adi afra vegetables no the same time so atimase ena so obi so wo bi a bi o say is sugar or sro kakra. And so vegetable fruits no ubetimi adi dia he na wose wudi dia he na ni se wudi pacho me question no
Okay, me that's very mommy. Actually, me fair free at one. Omo ya diabetic I'm sure me they eat fruits. The ironically, near ya share your system nimne say obi a diabetic due to the glycemic index of fruits the a natural sugar our system ni betimi handle from fruits. And so one udi na sugar level no kosra ehu bi anim ebi agi say yes diabetes na metimi achi mama entiase aba because it's a whole topic on its own. It's probably some other time no you better that permena yes bi about
fa number to so ne ya ifrew.
Okay, and I obetimi akọ YouTube. Go YouTube, I obetimi search for Dr. Maurice Mensah. And then immediately say my programs my yebi my treaty diabetes be quite da ho. Until I obetimi akọ bi all YouTube Dr. Maurice Mensah. But then you work no the number so ebetuja open bi creative platform bi adesua bekoso. Say munya kwan na mutimi ba sa platform ni so Sanya Mahudo. Some vegetables, beet, carrot, cucumber, beetroot, niade. Now the salad leaf nankasa. Send na okay, salad leaf no.
Yeah.
Now the akamo na we no avocado
no say bia udi no wi a no the salad na ka ho. Wo say bua say am ti wadi bi abetu di salad ne first. Salad bebre hama bebre ho a fresh one na ye no ayo wa ye ne kama na wadi vegetables no so dey stew no wadi awie no obetime di salad no wie no wadi vegetables no mo na ka ho wona bese mi kire.
Oh yes obetime most of the times me didi aho me din kan di me vegetable salad simple ewie and some the main meal.
Okay.
with the intention say aduane abedi nkan to mu no oni peduane hya ase ye ho adwuma and sa nnuane na edi nkan ba o mu no ni peduane fa ne ntem e de ye adwuma ekọ animu nti esan say excuse me vegetables na ye di no ye raw ye rich in nutrients no na leaves ne ka ho no metabo modern say medi anu awie edru baby mpo ansana emo no ne vegetable stew no medi eguso.
Okay.
In fact, it's the best option. It's the best. Yes. And last question I will be say, to me at the varieties of vegetables.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yes. Vegetables there. It's one variety. Vegetables, so more. It's a single variety. And sana fruit and sana cereals and sa way no more abba. Enti ubetimi akeka vegetables by 5 abom. Now they are stew. How be any? It's answer what they can a januity. Vegetables by 8 at a time. Now we're winning in our raw. A bit me some reactions kakra because peculiar vegetable biano ewo ensuwa bi a yesa woni peduane security kokoye ebi nso be what common fluids bi a yesa ekoko act on them. But no idea na enta enye problems
Okay.
but say we no raw na ne ya no akeka ho na we abeka ho na we abeka en ya na eya practices ha adwen no
That's it.
enti
Doctor, kakra me de be boa wo de ne say ensu a edidi a ye nom no ensu edidi a nom no kwasem say me ba ezie no na me we yefun ya de kese pa na me nim didi a na me num nsuo na me num nsuo na de chia na adwan na me di ne ahyehya me mmere musa na eba ti me ba ti say ezie fo say ma edi a me num nsuo me gyae ne from yefun no ma bio enti nsuo na ye nom na edidi ne ye nom ne de obi o ha wonum bi na o ha wa gyae yɛ kakra ne gya fi sɛ me de aboa me pa ma me yɛfo na gya besi na manyini na me sua so ma bio nti no de o kan ne no kure sɛ undi na num nsu a ɛmoa yɛfo no ba bia to so betimi a yɛ kakra ne gya na bɛboɔ
ya me sha over 20 years ni me ndidi num nsuo da
the bro 40 years
yes me so na me Adventist nti me be ye no I also started practicing it. And son, maybe besua ho ade ehu matwe ho article akokan US ni ade I'm a health magazine so publish reasons intia I know there I went scientifically detailed saying any kwan say we did and professors sat down they looked at it they probed it and then omujitu we publish here so yawa enyama nyamedama ye straight from above inka ye hiasa professor crowd to come and approve that. If we have all these in the spirit of prophecy, free straight, or catching say yes, may yes ya. Meaning say ye nipa enim de na nka asa abechire ye. But mama ye momoden ye nim enti na ye chire ye radin hia mo.
Don't patch up, me na dream so.
Okay, Edru is meet you.
Me patch up, me question is say wo kasa wo mfa vegetables and fried fruits. Na menim say doctor bi so wa ha SDA doctor na oye or the message bi by na ye say ya and o so betimi use spinach say wo ye green smoothie wo be use spinach where you use parsley where you use cucumber where you use green apple. Enti e wona say my big confuse or say green enti green apple no or say use green apple spinach parsley and cucumber and little bit ginger enti me pese me hu say apple na efra spinach mean say sa na many nyina no vegetable na apple ne befra no or the hobby bana.
Okay, thank you very much. It is not right. Say ode apple as a vegetable, either green apple or whatever. Say ode befra vegetables, no. Apple as a fruit. Now the befra vegetables combination now what can wasem. Combination how can wasem a perfect, a very good and excellent. What the ginger near you can ya na was sunny. You make sure you strain it. We strain ya that should be maybe a bestia juices and smoothies. Na machre sanya mahudo we nyina. Nti combination of vegetables near very right. But apple never can no. Apple has a different phytochemical reaction in the system as a fruit. Nti any vegetables phytonutrients, you know. The chemical reaction in the system now and fact nti probably behia sa nkrofo no nyina no nyame adom so kakra me wo mo a me kire o mo ade every Sunday me wo apomden adwumayefo a me kire o mo ade online every Sunday nti ebi ehya ase esua sa nyama hodo we nyina kakra e de boa o mo nti no me gidi se mreko nenim no nti ase ebe wie pe ya ama amanfo ate nyama hodo wi ase na etimi aboa ye nti apple de o ya menfa nka ho ka o de ewo emom se o ma o de aka ho I don't know for what reason se o ebe sweeten dia I don't know but senka eye ne dew ni nti na o ma o de aka ho dia nka ewo ho but se enye ne dew nti a there's no reason say o de fruits no e de beka o vegetable juice na wo ye no yes o limit ni importance no
nutrition no
impact e de be ma no nti no but modern say obeyi free me beboa pa but
Okay.
any how funku bi gidigidi bi e de bro there bi but e bi amfaso na yes wunya no any how I system ni si ejuma no obebre kakra obebre kakra nti eyi free mu a eboa ama system no eye ne juma yie ne kwan so pepepe that's it.
Yo, and patcho me say jina where be doctor. Where one say one son so no so the bibi bon say ha no utime brandy a wo brandy a wunya ayi bia wo mche so wo se ni nyina no aye ba store na say wo son so ana.
Okay, so nom no as smoothie.
Wo no say as a detox, you just taking it early in the morning.
Yes, nom no as detox, you taking in the smoothie form. How be the fibers will be well blended. So it will come up as a smoothie, and there will no more any but for healing purposes and for nutritional density sake, there will be a friend of nutrient density per calorie. Nti eduane bia obekọ mu bia no me as a dietitian no me hwe se enuane nuro no kwan ban na obefa so enuane nuro no nsei na ebekọ mu na ebekọ moje mu na wanya ahoden. Nti today me wo eyi bia me dia ba say we are not starving for food, we are rather starving for nutrients. Ekomo edi ye no nya eduane kom bi mu eye enuane nuro kom. Say no me ye project dia me hwe kwan ya nipa befa so bi didi a ana abeye nyama bi a enuani nuro no ye betimi anyama na koye nipadua mu na enya siamen pintin bi adan me yamen de bet ye nya less nutrients e woni nipadua nim se won na meche so offer no as smoothie a roughage no eni bibia aka ho na kitwe bi na ko umoja nim so wa wo sone no dada mane ye sensuo a na wo no mo a about 90% of them go straight into the bloodstream. Ama wunya ni sunsanso no. Enti ya na eye se obiye bi a smoothie na wa ye bi so a juice.
Okay.
Enti anopa na wanom smoothie no to give you free bowel movement. Now during the day they be a juice no wo nom se na be ya ebe call moje nim for you to gain the most nutritive properties a ewo ade na wo nunum. Send your bear a beboa ama why healthy.
Pacho yo, medasi.
Me pacho and Sunday Dawson to your questions and the yaman and yentiana. You wie kusina obia misa wasa mama wana was signed their baby or mishema yemreninti. Pacho said you were answer from the English class. Inti Edawari. Can you please ask the question for us?
Okay, the question from the English class is this. I'll say it in English. I believe Dr. will expatiate on it. Is that you advise us to eat in moderation, different fruits, different vegetables, and all that, and that's well understood. But the question is this: if you are trying to gain a bit of weight, what about that? Because you've talked about gluttony. So what about those who want to gain a bit of weight? Are you saying that we shouldn't eat enough to gain weight, or how do we answer the question of people who try to gain a bit of weight?
Okay, thank you very much. Should I explain it in English or Tree?
Doc mpacho kachina or the back for na mom.
Okay. Yeah. The focus adweno ewo say ye di varieties eso ye nyira emfri ho. Bra we di varieties na. Not all varieties at a time, but at separate times. After no yaka gluttony. Say we didi amen abroso. Enti nye se we didi amen no per se ene ye how. Nti udidi na wote se 1 meal, it's okay. Obi ohono mo a opese wo ye kese, but enye ni ideal weight anyame de ball no eno. Ebi a wo no nyame amba wo se ye nipa kese, obo wo se ye nipa teatea. Accept that. Think about you being healthy. That is what matters most. Nti yen means ye benya apomudi mom sen se ye bedwin se me pese me ye kese. Ebi a na bo anya me bo wo no wa mo nipa kese. Unless you are underweight. So we are underweight, dear yare, and then we can guide you to eat in a certain way. Ube didi accordingly, ube didi ye. Now boama wo ideal weight naturally, yes, you can gain that. But besides that, so wow ideal weight near the now son 20 idea. Who did me but in didi me mroso. Into gluten, yeah, can't be a woody main, but yeah, can't be a woody main a bruso. Aha, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, me pacho ya bafa Galaxy A10 so pajanes earlier. Inti ya
Miss I
bafa
was earlier, sister.
pacho
The question is,
me hu within you.
Pacho ehwe ni ye na epeja en sache pa mo mba sisi ya no
Edward, me din was so that my son was so that.
Me pacho anti bi nya
Pacho,
botre
me
na
make a
first set na me fa ni part 3 na yes of ma me Galaxy A10 na well anti omo no mo
we la peja en sana na mpeja men sa me na me di we la chi.
Pacho na Galaxy
make
wo ho ode emoji to ne na yi ne so. Pacho mama yemfa no. Me wi anti bi me fa me hyewa.
Pacho, make us out 8 and
Me 10.
my question is, if me in making smoothies, now you wish me a blended fruits and nuts and healthy. Hello.
Yante won
Doc
kapa
mpacho trenenka.
but Debbie.
No bisa say ebetimi a blend fruit ne nuts abumana. Pacho say my bisa question na ma.
Pacho.
Okay, yes, it's blendable. Ubet me a blended fruits, any nuts abum, a how be a in him. But a yana fruits, any nuts, I me blendy a boom no.
And I said, yeah, vegetables and nuts.
There be so yes, smoothies, any juices there, and fun nuts and fun blended vegetables. Even fruits, crana, the blended no. I the alkaline fruits, BT say mangoes, pawpaws, sauce any other day. And now bet me nuts afra fruits are yet me nuts eka ho no fruits are be smoothies, not fruits are be juices. Fruits are be juices be say oranges, pineapples ni keka ho, watermelon yemfa nuts enka ho, but some like banana, mangoes, pawpaw, sauce ni ade like fruits are ye blend ya yen so and smoothies in kwan e be no and no na what the nuts eka ho cashew nuts, almond nuts, coconuts, tiger nuts, media blended, and on how be but man for nuts and blended vegetables. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Auntie bi mpacho yemfa wo question no. Ye wi na EA bo ahe ya fa wo de.
Pray ye fi Edward mo so that.
That's it.
Mpacho ebedu sinya botre ma me wai. Madawruma.
Pacho me question is say Dr. Okasa no can say yemfa fruits no and fried vegetables. Na me de ne say what did you wie no na wakofa fruits no e de agusu no so no so te sen. Ya what did you wie no wafa wapo wafa kodu wafa yi na no wafa wanka no watena se no de agusu no so ho no te sen ana pese me ho.
And I be friend of sweet after meals, mwakra enye papa nti moma yentwe en ho free ho. But modern say wo didi a bra wo didi awie no unkoteki any kind of fruits. say me di fruit say go aduane na me di no so. Fruit should be seen as a meal, a complete meal. Obe say we di fruits nko a. Obe say we di fruits but modern say we di fruits nko a as a meal. Emfa enko nkoka aduane a wadi a ewo wo yem dada no enho no na emmoa. Nti no ebia wadidi ewia anopa a ewia na wodi aye fruit salad. We twitwa wo fruits no ebia wo banana, mango, pawpaw na ebia wadi eno no eye eboa since obedidi ewie na wakodi fruits no e de aguso no eya na emmoa yen. Thank you.
Oh, me pacho we de Mr. Na you know, say my didi awie na tam ebia me didi twice a day. Inti anopa ni me didi no menti me ani fruits na engu so. Na me didi aka me didi ba ko so me didi. Metimi adi fruit no in between na nsa no makodi manwumra aduane na na. Ana
Yes,
say
area. Eya na eye ye ne ayeta didi twice a day no ka no. Eye se ewie bia ne benya fruit bi edi. Eboa kra ma uncreative vacuum. Ema unya a lot of nutrients in your system nim. Udi fruits bebre. Ubeti weni no now you are eating a lot of fruits. You are eating varieties of fruit. Enti udi aduane a anoa anopa. Wedi aduane a anoa enyume. One way ya the whole day beko HMSC ama ade asa ama ade achi na wonni fruit ba kokra. Nti ewia no ofato ho so a ebeboa ama wetimi enya daily fruits bi ewo mu. Nti ewia no ebetimi ayo fruits ebeboa pa.
yo, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Iye buahin, bacho my angel question. Doc, bacho ebi mo so send questions privately.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Medase. Doc, me pese me bisa akra o ka say ye fruit o ense say ye no. But me say COVID-19 ba ye doctor bi kire ye say wutimi no pineapple, now the lemon ni ginger egu so. Na wo nom. Timpese san say ye no fruit no, eno so mpese me hu. Ena me second question no say ye say wo ka say no pa bia nso bi a wo sore say wo ye nema kakran san wa opin wo ba o. Obi wo ho a me dem okay be me no obi wo ho a esan so because of medical issue ntino e wo 2 days kra ansa what me open about nti no so ye be kire mo say no bo nso a anya no pa obi obetimi open the bar but anya no papa no ebetimi aye awia ebetimi aye nwumre timpa atwa no so betimi akire mo kakra me da ase.
Okay. Mr. Medase. Say ye can't bow movement na. Say ye bom modinte ye be no aye daily. Ye be no anopa ne nwumre empreno dako. Na se wontimi kra ma ne nyempreno a bom modin se wo besesa wedidi. Na wa mana ye anopa nko a. Se koyese nanu ansa na wugya wonan ne eya na emmoa. Because she aduane a wodi ni demu no na bisa se ekogu he ansa na those days wakwa akoyi hwe kakra bi nso na ebi mpo a wokọ nti kire se it's a challenge, it's a disorder nti no se nipa no ye assist na odidi ye osise na edidi ehu nnuane obedi ebema na yemu ayemre kire no smoothies and juices bi obeye se be serve as a laxative ni ade ani nyina no ebeboa no because the ideal is to visit the White House or the washroom every morning, to open your bowel every morning, at least. Twice a day, anopa any number. Until say your bomb modern say a bemano aye yen habits. And then upisa about pineapple, nechino, pineapple nechino. It has some phytonutrients. I won't know a how be any move it to me at anwa at the account so below ni keka hon ni ade ho. But then pineapple nankasa mu no yenoa, it's a fruit. Onnoa natural enzymes ewom no woku no. Fruit, in fact, any fruits nko even vegetables and leaves. Your plant cells. Mama me chem kakra bre na ekode. Your plant cells wo aduane bi a yedim. Enti anopa de no, emre nti na manka ho asem. Eji saa ahoɔden no edi free form Inti ye nipa ye wo animal cells no. Enuane nso wo cells a yefrɛ no plant cells. Now plant cells no feed the animal cells for life sustenance. Say ye beto so atna si enya nkwa no. Ye here plant cells to live. We don't need animal cells again because already we are your animal cells no ewe ye mu. Enu nti na ehu hia mpo say ye be nam no. In fact, scientific yi bebre won man chese ni pa nam no. Ohun kra it will shock you. Nti so hwe plant cells no se ni ye si hia ewe ye mu a se ekejape ye kuno. Enti aduane bi a ya no ano eye dead food. The living foods no any nuane a enkeja. Bi some other time ye be sua sa ne ma no ho ade. Enu nti na bra wo di aduane a ya no ano. During the day na ese wonya fruits, wonya vegetables nya di na wo di to have living foods in your system. Send ye be ya ebe ma living cells. Plant cells are living. Plant cell bia ekeja ewu. Into your vegetables are your noa, your leaves are your noa. It will be best eaten raw. That is the truth of the matter. 18 say okay, Revelation chapter 22 verse 2 or come one seven. Nyame adomo a your course we are going to eat raw. Ye shall say our hands so eboayen. You only be omudi raw foods. Ye need to ye hu they are very fine. Among for baby who are mobile no a raw food and I'm this so you know American in the Abessian ceremony. Pineapple any can so no but no obetimi anno the aka concoction be home. Now one a how be a him. Now my memfa messages are ever privately no. Obi a bisa say any advice for night shift workers or ye juma anadwo no efutuo bi ohode more ana why we juma anadwo no we problem because one na your system is active, you are not asleep. Inti come to what you say we did and yes you harm yourself. Inti anadwo no hunu say bra wo didi no enye bra ben bra obepon akwakoda. Inti the issue is not about night, you know, it's about when you are going to sleep. Inti bra wo kwakoda na yesa say undidi mben to be or 9 shifter maybe upon 5 a.m. done maybe by 6 will fee or do fee and so better but upon 5 a.m. no by fee na no esan say yes and didi anadwinti when didi anadwo no 5 a.m. no be do fee no na 5:30 odidi ye and no de kodai meanwhile ye didi emfa na. And the issue is not really about eating in the night but eating whilst within a short time no kwa because yen anadwo ne yedida nti ne say anadwo didi enye but omo nda anadwo omo ya anadwo adwuma no anadwo mom ne say omo didi because that is when they need the energy nti odidi anadwo na ebre ben ben bra obeda no onidi samom na say adesua no ekọ nti obi a me no me beda anadwo beye 9 no na 8 me didi debi ba minim sa anadwo we de menda nti to da menda anadwo bi a me didi beye 9 p.m. me didi because me sha yarefo a to da online ye yisa copy me bia 2 to 3 a.m. a me beda mini problem me active a me say to da oh yeah we didi a wan kasa kwa hu say you are okay, there's nothing wrong. Say we didi here aso mu ama etimi di wa ye juma akodum pepenso bi but bra de be ama wada no sa bre no ene ni kwan say we didi nti it's about we didi na enche wo de akoda nti bra wo de beda no say ye wia empo ana onim say ne de me be gema ho me be de wie na wo didi ya wo de akoda enye papa nti no mo amoye night shift no mo betimi edidi. The next question is it healthy to eat fruit smoothie with bread? Yes, it's very healthy, but it depends on the kind of bread you are using. Pan okra woody no because white flour products enye mayen. Aduane a ya pour processed bread emwayen. Inti wunya bibi ti say cornbread, bibi ti say wheat bread, whole bread, any ne keka ho a eno no okay. But soya is very dangerous. Mama yentwi ho free anything soya. Say soya milk, soya chunks, soya beans, soya cereal, soya bread, soya oil, mama yentwi ho free ho. Anything soya is highly toxic and it is not helpful. Mama yentwi ho free ho. So let's continue with the next question.
Mepacho Edward do so. The floor is yours. Mr. Wakasa now don't start to have my wife. That's it.
Yo, mini aba me that's so me drum so. Mepacho Dr. Nyamisha bebre. Na me question any say okay kan mi ani bia enyema ya najo. Yes ya dia tweet bo ho modern. Na mpacho ne ye adwuma a ye ba fie late kakra no. Ubetimi ma ye aduane bi nso a ye di a enham ye bebre ana mu enhan paduan bebre na ye betimi abo am ye mfa komo nkoda. Ho ne me question ye hia me pa. Ena mpacho garlic nso ori ne wura e will effect bi ana because sometimes I am a garlic person me hu because I did why you nim tia ya tin ye bie se be ya yen ha ni pedua no me mpacho me question bi no me das.
Okay. Me da say. Garlic ye rene raw. Garlic anka say ya dia anu ahye. Wo de to touch your man so crowd him say it me show touch your man so. It comes with that discomfort. Anu hye no hye da embra ni pedua ni bebre but hye na be show ni ade no nti no minim say owe no ho akeke ana say wo di fra bibi na wa blend anom ana wo blend ani nsuo na wanom ana say o bosso ana owe na wo de ade anom e de akom I don't know
me pacho me we na me de nsuo anopa me nsuo cap me we na mra no mabusa me we aduro.
Okay, eye my advice mom say wo we am wo de charcoal solution mom ebenom unsuo na wo benom no fa charcoal powder bigum but abroche ho de munni charcoal powder papa o eye nantwibini ni nyama wo do no mo de eye charcoal amamu ana mo friend activated charcoal no di momra mbeto ne wo Ghana ni bi eno na ye papa ena ye medicinal charcoal powder ye di nyame nnua e de aye ho no ye frɛ ye say ye ka activation charcoal activation ye betimi afa poisonous substance na ye activating into charcoal form when say ye betimi burning into charcoal nko ade then we activate it into no Ghana ha no ye nye charcoal activation ye medicinal charcoal powders ye wo ha eno nso na ye papa into mo ba mo ntobi nko ana mo ma mo busuafo ntobi mfamre mo into wo saka krebi di gu nsuo ni mu a na nka wo we a na wo de amene eno nso beboa pa ende how bia enim ana ubisa about omo amo mokoye adwuma mo be fie late eniama wo ye beboa. Of course there are times bi ohono mo a eduan on say wo didi ani pedua no store eduane ni bi na odi bia ye adwuma so o store bi na odi ye adwuma a wo didi normal but ni ani pedua na store na edu time bi na oyi ni nyina nso di ye adwuma oni pedua ni mu wi a ebedu time bi e come to me bedo pa nti obi a wo didi twice no obon say some few days be in your life etimiba obon say wo didi twa so didi akakra bi na come do eye normal so you respond and you listen to your system. That is not how you are and that is not who you are. One tisa but you will be omo a obi abra bom method a be 3 months 4 months be etimiba for some few days na ekọ because near nipedua store ye nasa ana ebi nso a repair of one artery wo nipedua no ebi ehwane wo more efu ne akone ade nti no ama nipedua no hia a lot of calories hia enuane nro ne awone ne bebre efri eduane nim nti ebe signal na wodidi intentem how ni ho Sabre nso ba it is normal. But obia eye ne lifestyle odidi bebre no enu mom na enye. Enti wo no enye wo habit wundidi anajo. But one time be ase ade Sunday better come de pa no. Ubetimi ape simple smoothie bi. Cereal ewom. Nti ebia millet powder, corn powder, tiger nut powder. Any kind of cereal. Ebia brown rice powder. Now with the afra smoothie. Ebia all the befra mango. Ana ebia pawpaw. Now I blend it. Now I know. So cereal no wo mu a eboa ema ne wudi no and produce mucus bebre. Meaning say yenti ase aye juma. Wo the mangoes ni ade any banana ni ho nyina aka ho a and produce mucus bebre because of the presence of the cereal no ewo mu nti. Ana eno nso eye filling ma wo men entem enti no oye a wonum kakra bia no onipadua no ye okay with it enti no 1 hour time utimi de koda emma problem bia enti no yenta make sure say anajo say you find difficulty in eating na you pese e dibi bia come dey ania it should be cereals rather enka ebeboa ye. Thank you.
Doctor me pachewo me kra no lemon na sometimes me chim lemon enom wabra medidi awie na me fan say me dia fresh you no ma no makoda na raw na ma no makoda eno so effect lime mom rather
What did you na wanom na wakoda
I say you at once na bia me before say me da no me nom bi ansa makoda.
Okay, oh sorry anopa we flames.
I say manya ni sa ya na say anadwo kwam to me flames but me ni sa say reduce flames. To me that's the reason I'm eternal.
Reason I wonom ni say onomo a ema wunyi flames and I say ema wuyi flames.
Ema me nyi flames over the night no. But say manya sometimes anadwo no me tell if some so am tell if me flames.
Mo into it means say wo onomo a wo spacious time enough and sana wada. And a chancellor with system no is able to handle lemon no ni antioxidants ni ye pa enti a short ye na ne ahro no ewo mu de ye adwuma ansa wada enu nti na ma anadwo no wunyi ahro no enti wo no it is good for you and it's peculiarly for you this will be so try me ya anadwo ni mom no e na meyi flames me mom me nom lemon na me da anadwo mom no ebema meyi flames na mom sama nom a meye okay anopa me nom a meyi flames kama
Okay enti say me dey me okay with it.
Yes
okay me da say ba che nyamisha
mabre emrem time wo nom ne bra wo de koda no mabe at 45 minutes 30 minutes to 45 minutes be mrem ebebo
me pache me da say nyamisha
insurance pa
That's it. Ma Julia Pacho, my info question. You are not comfort a suman. The same man Pacho me who said Wapeja on so 1 hour there to her na at the end of you if you so. The same also.
The question has been answered.
All right, thank you. Ma Julia Pacho, my info.
Dr. Nyamisha wonia adwumapa woye Nyamisha pa. So kasa ye mu wo kan say ye didie mu ye didi ayento ye boase. Me baba ko me wo mami ensa na ba ko. Wo didi aya na abufu kura. Enti mre bi me de ne ko hospital. Emma doctor no. Wamu twitwi ni moja ye mesa de ne ko wamu si bibia enha no. For me as a mother no na etete me pa continuous when na we nyini nyina sa na wo ye enti na adesua ya mama te so wanyare ne ho dendenden so na adesua ya wachre na mama ate ase pa se ono so na mse ne bobra nyame de ball no nyame nhira me question di kan no question to so mienu so wo ka say empe bebre nti sorry a yenya de kakra ansa ye ni abaye ho so si ye bedidi da asepa na mi bisa say ebre ben na say ye didi ana say me o me sister ba ku bi o to me tina ho sa the whole day ni nyina no woni hwe ebi wa about 3 o'clock 4 o'clock ansa wo didi just what tie ono so no eboa ni nipadua no ebeboa no ana say me pa chaw doctor wada roma chire mi mu kakra.
Okay. So sister, you know, ejuma oye so. Any sending etitie. Me ni munkrofo bi me onamfo bi a omo mi ndidi 3 times a day. Nyom betimi aya broso aye 2. Na ne etabo omo cry say omo didi once a day. Nti omo ewo saa ehawa hodo eni me tired bo omo ne say me ma omo di fruits no omo anum smoothies no omo anum juices no omo anum nsuo bebre. Nti ya no omo ta pese ewia no omo di cooked meal. Nti anopa no me advice you omo nteki fruit juices, omo nteki fruit salad, vegetable salad ni ekeka ho. Na bia cereals bi oho omo befa ni ade na omo anum nsuo. Ebi oho omo system no emma omo any kind of problem. Emma omo how. Ebia na onye active sa. Onye obi a na ejuma no eye ejuma eye demanding. Ohia a lot of energies one system musa. Aha, your microphone be honomo. It is not a disorder, but wa 5 in the mofrasia the ababe drew ho. I'm what we yes a walk was a sunny mumua or bayare.
Okay.
We yes a woman na could did intent mumua na or bayare at the show. Into which you know fumo say, into say free and opano query na own did you know. On take advantage na on difference. No, no, on take juices. I thought that vegetable salad, you know, sanyaman and kebab one pa and obey very healthy. Kobe very healthy. Think how beer in. And the best time to be eating in the morning no, is when I feel we say we be because we have peculiar time. You just make sure say it is not too early and it is not too late. It is not too early. It is not too late. Meno, se me sorry ntemo a memfa ne se ahomache se man sorry nsua de anya yi ne nyama hodo bi. Na me sorry free mpa so by 6 a.m. anopa 6 a.m. ma sorry free mpa so a. Se me didi a me didi by 10. By 10 a.m. Enti from me bedtime to bra me didi no, eya na etaya 3 to 4 hours interval. Etaya 3 to 4 hours interval. Ne me so ma ya ma na ka me hono no. Nti se me sorry ahomache 5 ana ma ye adwuma sua de ayesi kura na be 4 hours time e mo be 9 no me ankasa kure kombe de me meti obo nti 4 hours from bedtime 3 to 4 hours from bed no ana me no me tadidi nti ada me se meji ma home mada ko kire pa ma sorry be 8 a.m. anopa no me tadidi be 11 more no more 12. And it depends. It depends. But a man yet too close to time I was sorry. A man yet too late to lunchtime. That is the best.
That's it. That's it. Me sister no. Just when it didn't now yes I did this one and you were bopa no. Hey. Oh yeah, a bob non son in on what you will buy an non sia quan on son one. Will buy an dang only debut.
And also Ayana and Shada Mwapapo because 1 year. As I said, wounded dear no pana dear you renting now. Yes, that particular instance no. Ubedi would be an in our shame precope and you will practice gluttony. It has a future repercussion.
Okay.
ɛwɔ daakye nsunsuansoɔ nti no nka ɔtumi splitting into two nka it is the ideal ebia ɛbɛyɛ lunch ɛna ebia supper anaasɛ early lunch bi te sɛ brunch na ɛna dinner na nka aboa no ebia brunch ɛna dinner na aboa no
That's it pa
Bacho comfort, my comfort, you have a question no.
Pacho mate, me that's it. Me pacho me we ni call off until say me question so be bisa de da mo fanche me kakra. Na me pese me bisa say e bia wo last meal out before bedtime no e bia 4 o'clock. And I call that say 8 o'clock and 9, let's say 9 o'clock latest. And I was sorry anopa e bia anopa 8. And I hope so di breakfast. O share time intervals now about 14 hours. These are 14 hours, no health benefits of that, no. It is saying because to me, no, make me feel say it's like fasting for that longer time period of time, no. Maybe I was sorry anopa no. Unye adwuma ebe ma was sweat. Senya doctor me pacha okaye no.
Yeah, me too as
I was sorry anopa kra adwuma no ye so sweat no kra won sweaty bi. See they share in chrome has it mu pa na. Ghana de bi kakra se see na wo sweaty a lot. I have you how to me ye adwuma dodo na so wa won sweaty.
Yes.
And you won't sweat you unless they be a walk for walk and answer why ye be a physical exercise. My well say oh sweaty. But yeah, may ye be or have fear you may crown so they do man so yen sweaty. Maybe I was sorry. Duration of a break now had the before sleep and morning time, no 14 hours, 14 to 16 hours. Now where did this is 8 o'clock? My first question, no, me who say na say na say so who say was sweaty na. And a second question, so no say, Obi Ohonswa, we find it difficult to open our bowel. Who feel say, Bian, so would dear ma yem da hono crampon, we and wow. Now, wow, the shower brabo ma. Ebo have a face so what were Juma swab, why ye Juma you were active. But the science, a besi bia, a crowd to me will say, and yet ni papemwa. And I said the consistency, no, and yet I don't know. And see, I know, Sano. I mean, dim said Dr. Pachoti Masia. Me, when they say, oh, body system, no, and the end digest a Dianina would in ye, and now say, Bibi now touch him out.
Okay, may I say, I don't know, a bibi now touch him out. There were a lot of disorders, cry on the more city. Ye de warm, ye de warm. Nipa piwas as is what I say, ye were birth abnormalities were honor. We yefunum, umami yefunum crabra, umojano. The formation of your being and kasano, umojane tuatua, a develop a tissues near the drew organs, ne system and kasaya tuatua near them. A how would be cracked me baby. Na akoma winyinia, wonkuano, or how be. Some in you can say young crophobia, Saint John Muntiminja Monino, and your lifestyle. A birth defect. The formation of the fetal development, you know. Bibi kakrebi anko ye wo awodi enim enti no ye de wo no. And wonni ni yem na wa ye dey, wo hu say ye de how we de awo no. But onu so nim. Enti sankofo no ye hia omo a ye de omo to detoxification program so. Enti esan say walaki bibi anka ye say ye adwuma bi ema naturally no, you will have to do that for yourself. And unti ye de omo to detoxification program so na ma cho say enuani we wokabo mu a ebe pege it will serve as a purgative inti ebe ma wa rane na bia ma program ya ma say every 2 weeks and I say every month day we obanum ade we na wa rane enye sa as ye di ekire say eyo system unti a e de how bebro because under normal circumstances naturally can you can say yes sir. Ana bibi a yennim nti akoye sa nti twa say yen ye ema ne ye mbacho say what ma say
Actually I'm at
good nti no say enti sanso a ye onkrofo bi so a omo say oh omo gidi say omo system but omo bo omo didi it things will get right with them. Ebe she ase akọ ama emu abie bi so hono probably near what say oh yeah and I say it just oh yeah ebebo na manage ne nan no ebi it is not the right information. So when I mention no because be doc my yeah mintimi moving me bow me say okay tell me what you then yeah we or say me yesi me or come me say none of near waka no and ebebo amatimi move bow say ni mom na we yeah ebetimi move bow okoye na indeed wa friend am feedback say dog can yampo me koye no say mitimi ko nti ebi ono mo we don't have the access to the right information. So when me share no nti nipa na edos nti no me wie na maba the hours of a yina what did die out sorry you know emuchi good enough say we did how be anim say was sorry we share be 14 hours on the nka na jumu desi no de you say order for be 8 hours na it's okay. Anything below 8 no ya na entire moya pom den obetimi ada 8-9 hours good but ushe we didi enu mu anwumre no time we didi ene anopa time we sorry about 14 hours. It's good hours enough to eat. It's good hours enough to eat, my dear. Nti won't need problem. But anopa bi so how sorry uhuni say you don't feel the urge to eat and how didi my system no and requested for it. Ya anopa bi so ho no mo naturally heba wontimi control kra. O sorry free mpaso no come do. You have to eat. Until at times you listen to your body or your system. Those are entire regular, entire normal. Sometimes be a banner be film keke. But under normal circumstances, yema adie enchinye yim. Na yema ya drink kosupi na yenko crave for it abra ni peduane kra no ensignal ye. Ananka ye kra common ni. Thank you.
Okay, me patch my last question is say ebi mo yeah adwuma night ni say ebi ho the whole day ye didi. And you said the whole day ye didi as say ye didi all the time during the day but normal intervals ye didi. Inti no enwumre nso ye night. Night no ebi feel say didi anadwo na nye inti na ebi a fruits and as vegetables. Inti quantity no say fruits and vegetables most in pempi na ya can say fruit no it contain natural sugar and as much as you can but then no say almost say you can't say to say so to be in case you say ubetumi edi nti na say wood ya konti na na bucket macra na dey see when say fruit it is normal however no fruit bia so do na contain sugar and how do we actually measure the quantity that is required for us now when we say enough is enough I shouldn't go beyond that when it comes to fruits and I say
wofu na yese ka kire wofu na yese ka kire nyame abo wofu ni say wa wodidi mmea enka nje so mama it communicates to you enu nti na yeka gluten asam say ni kwan say yedidi men ebroso enti fruit eat to fall one kasa odidi na ko yefunu mu a o menpe hu ni say wa men. There's no one on this planet mene me lecture ba ko ekonade we hu and mene ne ekon hu wie no hu ni say oya ability na ho kakra she on say nyame ye nyansafo or can assemble or be calculate the kind of foods we are supposed to eat and the quantities of foods we are supposed to eat. That is wrong. You can never ever calculate the quantity of food. It is not done anywhere. The capacity of your stomach, it is never like mine. That is one. Two. Nyame ankasa ama wafuro no se wo me a ekasa kire wo. Emma what is a meme? What you say? And I'm busy say, okay, Prof, if you are telling us this, that we should measure banku in this form before we eat it, what is the essence of the excretory organs in the human system? Nyamea bo excretory organs, Udia nearby Buruswa wouldn't no. The system will do away with it. Intina ye giant nine, intina ye team fifty, intina ye windrow, intina ya Johnson. Say a domusio. Insuya ya no. Not necessarily say a more ideal quantity bisano. But oh no. Say, almost a Johnson can no aqua Johnson. God created the spiritual organs for this purpose. And you know, ye ni peculiar a yibi say the quantity way. Emroso. That should be the ideal. Many of them what is here.
Pacho Matthias here, Pam, that's it. Thank you.
Good.
Auntie Mariam, Pacho me who answer after comfort. Wait your question now, but you are near Tessa. Mariam, Anna, and you know. Okay, you better Tessa. So we are now a mute. What they are now, my
Sorry, me pacho me you call off. Auntie Marian in my bus. Me to make a sana.
Paper chai.
Yo. Doctor Eda said. Me pacho me you call off. Be I know be a busa question. Ne that day I mean to me.
Oh, don't worry.
Yo. Me question is say. Say a man and I'm say. Yenumbi anadudidie no ne adwuma na ayeye no enti ama yefune ye nipadua yefunu ayekese especially yemfe ho no abubu aguso enti sese no ye mu bebre yeto agu bibia ye frɛ no juice class so omo se ebema ye reduce ye weight especially ye food ye ye wo booster no anopa before obedidi no o mix it na wanom na atutu se gare na wanom sa na just say I fill up na just say unidi e kakra na ye wo shakes na wanom but you be person me busa say ye wo consequences bi a ebetimi dia brain later on in life and I feel so benefits ben although o ma church some food supplements maybe o ma bi wo ho a ye nya free. But person me who say later on in life no ebema ye some consequences be a ede bebre and we take on you say ye for so num and I say ye nyai that's it.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, a be or my friend chamber and hall. A being a single room self-contained or more function. A being so dear a chamber and hall self-contained. A be so a single room on a be a function. It's a sign of me about the yeah. But anyway, sir shakes I would want near you Jesus now baswa. Most of the benefits now mode obuama moswati mufu achini adeno. In fact, it is not natural. It is not natural. On say I always say you act your way into it. It in Riania would you know NMA would develop obesity. Sana same vein. Ama obesity no will be a thing of the past. You are manipulating the system. That is not how your organs and systems are supposed to work. Udi adi ebe feed you fat cells. Na ma wa ye kese a. Jai sa nnuama ni di. Ne di nnuane a eye natural. Eye more alkaline. Eye more raw, more of raw food. Ni ade. Na seek for good advice in dietetics and nutrition. Na ye advise you accordingly. Enche proper detoxification a wobetimi aye. Na wasesa wedidie agya nneema bi di. Now, fat cells wouldn't be fed again. Now, gradually, it will be worn out from the system. Abua ama wetimiaba back to your normal and ideal weight. But often a manipulative system, a control system, especially your nervous system. Nama waswatia, dachi, you shall pay the price for that. Until let's be very mindful. You ate your way into being obese. Try to eat your way out of obesity, and God will bless you. Thank you.
Pacha Teza was sorry, pardon. Mesha wakasa na odon sato ho amaye. Teza was so na wefiso. Okay, yamfa Olivia Kakari.
I'm Pacho me that's it. Now my question no back we come on Sister Mariam to me busa back up. Dr. Pacho, me dear, me come dear. Fruits ya wukan. Krasini minim di papa. Enye fruits no nyina na ejeme. Abrochira ha obibi pe media na se acid na wo mu no apple. Fruits a media wi ase ejeme aye banana na watermelon pe. Enti me na me ye fruit umpe me ho no. Me ye dai if you say I will say binya bi. And as you see second question no ye dey support to juice plus watch them say you manipulate you know. Enti me say na me ye dai e wo me life if you say fruits we anyime apart from kwaduni ipe. What that's the me see me say me krasi. Yes.
Okay. Auntie Olivia, me atiani say when you krasi ni. Sometimes say wodi aduane bi na e de how bi by niema mienu. Either said there's something wrong with the food you have eaten. Aduane na wodi na we share how bi no. Ebia ye di bibia ye aduane no anka you can say yes sir. Ebia the agrochemical bi, ebia chemicals bi akọ aduane ma na ye bibibi. Anasa wo ankasa wo nipa aduane how bi e wo ba bi a wonnim ti wodi aduaba no ama wo react in a way bi. Enti no me share allergies actually enyama huduo bebree usua hweko wo mu pa utumi hu ne se enuane bebree a yedi a yeyese ye wo haw no eye mom na haw no ewo ye mu o cleanse wo mu kakra bi a obohu ne se obetumi edi se enuane no na enkofa haw ene enyama huduo bi a na nsunsanso boni bi a emfa mro enti no what I think say obetumi aye amana boa pa ne se wo de ne wudi a enye ohwe no eat those ones. Enuane na wudi a emma impose any threat to your health no. Di say enuane no. Na ne wudi a hu ni say emma problems no. Wudi ejai. And then consult me privately. Na afre no. Maybe sound nsem bi. How I eba no ebia na enye how bi. Ebia na ye niema bi. Na ma kire wo ne wo beye. Ebia ye cleanse system na obetimi edi. Na how bi amba. Inti no maybe I'm the number no no. You can get to me now maybe so ashe near masa how no bad then we can do away with it. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Teza me who say what's up with John but with me akasa man.
So Debia Gisabia or Obejan and I Gisabia Yasan on us one room drew. A idea a hammy ye pa Onyabo Franco. Ninety percent, a man of fruits in Adina, so still constipation or anosh.
What if you
the question, where do 9?
What do you say?
29 years.
29. Okay. It was a hermano. You wait me a hermana sisa. Na just say woman pegative Yes, meye na me say naturally there's some birth defect somewhere. And our man system into me handle chinchini just say yes sir. And sana it be an entisa, it be a son yama want to be on the system more. It will start working for him until no it's when como na mention my why. Thank you.
Ma comfort that pampacha you before question. Area na Grace Edu's iPhone also the other no atwaso. Ma comfort that pampacha was so my question no. So ni hwa Sister Grace Edu mbacho fa de nebra.
Hello, me pacho mutumenka sister.
Pacho to me kasa.
Yeah, doctor me pacho me night na my night I check akra. Na maybe I say sisi ya me be kwa adwuma medidi 5 medidi before 5 yeah. Means me need BM the whole of the night and sana ma befie. Na me be do na say ma try no so many times. Me me say me be do na say me ni bibi like porridge kakra na say fruit beer. Me na. Just say me didi and sana me timada because say me didi anwumre say me kwa adwuma me nidi BM me kwa no hwe say me didi. Enti sa no dia na metima ye say me ba me nidi. This a man nidi me na doctor.
Okay. Yeah, me
Yes.
who dear no. Yeah. Yeah, wo nipakuo bi ohono mo a say omo ye adwuma ebro sene Nyankopon hihye se yenye adwuma na ye nane so a ti sene wokọ night na wo ye na oba obre no ebia wo sa wo enan ho hawo kakra but obre no se wo bre ewie na wutimi nya bibi kakra eto ye funu ni mu a etimi boa ma wo da wo de ndia entiase wo nti wo betimi anom bi wo betimi edi bibi kakra na aboa wo ama wetimi ada nti wo de no how bia enim mama why
Me that's the doctor. Okay.
that's baby.
Ma comfort that power baswa my fa question no. Oni so so ya befa Briaric. Ede.
Pacho me dance. No, master me say.
So I say Mr. Me say. Mr. Doctor Kasafa anopa didi ehu. Na me de ne say adwuma me ye no me go start 6 o'clock. Anya adwuma we say dia wo kotena office bi ya kochiro wana say adwuma bi a efo. Ehia say wudidi kakra because I would the empty stomach ba won't me because adwuma e den kakra. Ene ne doctor Kasafa anopa didi ehu. Na me person bo me kakra. Say wo bi no mo hwa e bi a it depend on situation. Say Juma wo koye any ye kika ho. Pese o kire me mu kasa.
Yeah, and adwuma wo ye your profession and so ehun ehia when it comes to ebra wudidi any ne wudi. Nti ebi ho a omo adwuma no it's energy demanding. It was say we exert a lot of energies. Ewo adwuma na wo ye ni. Nti mo no sa ne de enuane a wudi no bra bi a wudi didi no ya na how enter eni hu sa because yours is out of the norm. But ye ka omo a ye ne a normally ye wo honom any kwan say we have every right and every opportunity to eat early, but we don't. So we have every opportunity to eat this particular kind of food, but we don't. Na yeah, ye night work. Ye juma no enye concrete bi na yegu. Na bia ye didi kwan bi so a emwa ye no. Eno mom na ye kan, but mo ye 90 juma ni ade a ma mo didi no sesan ye yi kaka na ya na how enter eni ho. But ne hia me say the particular kind of food you are eating eduane kro na wudi no obeba modern say eduane a eye papa ebeboa oni pedua no eni wa form dey aha
Yo, me that's a great doctor.
You're welcome.
Pacho, ma comfort the powers.
Me pacho PSC ma baso. Me da nyame nhyira. Me pacho doctor me question ni say yenya enkyerɛkyerɛ bi sɛ ɛnsɛ sɛ yɛdi fruits more than 2 at a time. Say yɛ anso no yɛhu sɛ yɛtumi di biribi te sɛ pawpaw ne mango ne bananas ebom. Na mepɛ sɛ mebusa sɛ fruits no deɛ ɛhe na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛdi bom ne deɛ ɛhe na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛdi bom. Mepakyɛ me question no meda ase.
Okay, ma me nso me da ase. Ɛnea ni kwan sɛ wodi bom no ɛyɛ the near wiase ɛfrɛ no acidic fruits no. Nti ɛno na ɛyɛ ankaa, tangerine, pineapples ne nea ɛkeka ho no. Ano ka kakra no a wohu sɛ ɛyɛ acidic sɛnea yɛka no no. Ɛna alkaline fruits no sɛnea ebi nso ɛka no no bi te sɛ mangoes, pawpaw, banana, sauce-up ne nea ɛkeka ho no. Nti ya na me prefer sɛ bi a pineapple say wobɛtumi ɛde orange aka ho na wode edi wobɛtumi tangerine aka ho na wode edi. Nti fruits a ɛyɛ acidic fruit sɛnea yɛsi frɛ no na ehu ni saa no in this world no ɛno wobɛtumi adi. Ɛna alkaline fruit no nso wobɛtumi adi ɛno nso abom. But watermelon ɛna studies akyerɛ sɛ wote edi ɛno nko ara saa ya na it's helpful. Watermelon ɛna studies akyerɛ sɛ wotumi di ɛno nko ara as a main meal a ya na ɛyɛ important. Ya na ɛno no ɛyɛ more helpful since sɛ wode watermelon over other fruits. Nti no those alkaline ones, pawpaw, banana, mango, a wobɛka bom, uwie a pineapple, orange, tangerine, grapefruit, ne ɛno nso a wobɛtumi aka bom no. Watermelon ne deɛ ya na yɛ advice sɛ ɛbɛgyina kontankorɛ na ebi apɛ sɛ odi adi ɛno nko a ɛbɛboa. Thank you.
Yo, Dr. Nyame nhyira. That's it.
Pacho, I'm say yamre no ɛyɛ aso. Yɛbɛfa nipa 4 na afei yɛde adesia na aba na wie. Sabe yɛbɛfa adesia ma Julia, William Sarkodie na yafa Eldakwa yi. Sɛdeɛ edidi so na adesia ma Julia, William Sarkodie na Eldakwa yi. Medase.
Yo, Angela, medase. Na Dr. Morin so money yo. No wasimsa kra. Hano ikai bi say free be say 5 a day. Say I'm the 7 a day. A mixture of vegetables and then fruits. Now say day be only at least 5 or 7 into your system. Now when we say more for no so omoko breaker na omo pekia the brain no na me adwuma wo supermarket no. Who say obetua ka also offer your as your packing is also grated carrots kakra on one side na cucumber one side na lettuce on one side bibisa bali na one pack na ya chimsa no boso wa yi banana ba ko no yi one apple aka ho na also church say ni kwase e decide man together na and ni no anase because most of them no breaker do no sa na mo ye no almost at least we better no way to no the break no mo adwuma tie no onim no nim anase omudi a enso aso bi obenya and I mean so no se bi a meye fence juice most of them favorite vegetables no be about 3 and from the ginger and I'm the taste in the account same as ginger the can ho no be nullify the content na say e ma menya fa so be vessel and I said how be brem ni pedua no because ya na ginger the taste no the fra sa apple ne banana ne strawberry and ya na e ma menya good taste and no emwa and I dey try to also na ye kasafa bowel movement ho bowel movement na e dey nwa na be di a e betumi enhance ye bowel movement na patcho me do ase be break.
Okay, thank you very much. So we do a lot of citrus fruits. We do leaves bebre. We do nnuane a yempo ho pi, full of fiber. Unum nsuo ye, we share nsuo num ye. Now we do a lot of fruits, vegetables, leaves, fiber. Near the cereals, nnuane no mo no yempo ho ni nekeka ho a. Ni na betimi aboa ma wo yem etimi ada ho. But most especially no citrus fruits bi ti se anka ebi a wa blend aso na wa nom ni bebre. And as a pineapple, any ginger, no I blend your sonny and I will juice what juicy. Now I son come now I know me be no, in a bois, a mouth free bar movement. I think so. Say, Osha a young crow for ye any acquire or mofaso edidi. Na o de toto and yama be one, but let me tackle the ginger first. Ginger, what the fruit be okay. Anyhow,
Okay. Okay.
whatever, we need problem be to even help you. Into ginger, a very good roots a root how be in
Okay.
actually ya bro for no akwan amofa so didie no on say nimdie de o ma wodo ni nyama pi but I am from so de say we be fruits any vegetables e dia bom ya adisua ankasa nti no bi o ha wo kire a na afi mo mo se sa ade no adisua de ewom ani ade nti no so wo be ye bia me advice say me ni sa to vegetables nedi separate time na fruit salad nso wedi nka wo no ebeboa wo pa achen yomo ye ne de moa ebro but nyama nkitinkiti bi pe na touchima wo de fruit no e fra vegetable no but still obenya mfaso achen obi a on di fruit na on di vegetable no what you say but I am from yakitu ebi senka otimi ye no free ma na afi no nka ye pepepepa na nka aboa enti no we free ma beboa na wa hwese wo de wo be di no separately vegetables nko another time no the fruit nko enti eye nim no mu nim ye san ye hwian no ye catch ye we can make the impact adisua nye broni dia nimdia nye broni dia anti ebibifo ya hu se ya se broni anka ye nso ye nkyere omo ade nti mo ko kan omo so omo ti me that's it.
That's it.
If I tell woman in did so, I ma Julia, my phone there no.
That I'm passing my son. Me
Apaba.
And ask mommy. Nikunu didi aduane to ne yamwa na se o aduane to ne yamwa na se o na me pa cho wo mo bi ade bebo no na ne to su mienu me pe fruit ni vegetables fa enti na nsa ya na me tatie ha empomudin wo TV YouTube ni ade nke se me te wona menye hwea enti na nsa na me se me pese me hwa ade kakra me vegetables no tomatoes ni ade no na me di ebi gu ho because normally say me kotoba me wo horo ho kama na me dey a fridge kama said de beye enti na me se me hwa ade me tuto be ahodo na me di ebi gu ho sa doctor within 2 days 3 days na asase rotten na asase aye mine na say oh enti metna ho ye adwene ho pa na mse enti when I na ye digu ye yamu bebre especially metumi ye di fruit ni vegetable ayi nko a me ni di biom enti me dwene ho bebre enti na no so no eboa sa oba ade nsa no adwuma na eno ye di ebeboa ye na se si ano so no enuro no mo di ase no se din yo eni ekoso adi so ebeboa ye nipa bia no eja me pa acho
Okay, all right. Ediaba bia obedi chemicals ewo ma ye bia no wope wo mpe wo benya so ediaba bia ani atosudie bia chemical ye didua ne se wo mu kwa dia Udi a ɛkɔ mu a ne nsunsuansoɔ ɛbɛba. Ɛno nti na wonya charcoal powder ɛyɛ. Wonya charcoal powder fa nkyene kakra fra charcoal powder no. Fa nkyene kakra fra na fa gu nsuom. Wokɔ vegetables ne ba fa ne nyinaa gum. Na gye esi wɔ bɛyɛ 1 hour. Charcoal powder na aburokyire deɛ ne nyɛ papa o. Mombɛtɔ Ghana deɛ no ɛnna ɛyɛ papa. Na de egu nsuom. Na wode nkyene kakra ɛde egum. O vegetables no fa begum charcoal solution nim. Na mani si wɔ bɛyɛ 1 hour. Ɛbɛtwe yɛfrɛ bi chemical absorption. Charcoal no wɔ saa ahoɔden no a ɛbɛtwe chemicals na ɛdiduaeɛ no dodoɔ naa efiri. Enti no, don't be afraid say woody fruits and woody vegetables. However, fruits and veggies are omodi sa chemicals na bia no. It is still better than cooked meals. Because no one na yekoto na yasa abenoa asai bibia efrim. Nti chemicals no kakra bekem efin kakra bewom na ne nnuane de asai bibia na yedi. Nti sa wo hwa eni kwan se ebo ye hu na emom no yentu ho anamon bi ese ti pechako no ne nkyene efa gu nsuom na soaki vegetables no by 1 hour and over ebeyi chemicals na efim na feel free and eat it. Ana wose opanyi bi nso odidi wie ya na okọ baby so. In fact, ya won nkrofo bi a omote saa. But ye wo ebi nso a onte saa disorder how bi na eba. Omote saa no de ye nya ho hwe ugya omo. Odidi wi obekọ. But ne wo kan minim say ye de wo no. Ana say duru baby na obe develop ye.
Sorry, send me travel. No one to say or bad broach. I mean, find about 3 to 4 years here. I did not. In fact, over 7 grand I'm a watcher.
And yes, you are very inconvenient, but I know and you know, you're link it up, no much there in Yamaka obey just to cut it. Not cleansing it thoroughly. Now, man, I shall say, Dimmy, and even my honey obey. And you know, don't worry, you're very thank you.
That's it.
All right.
That's why I'm patrol.
That's it.
Yeah, last question here.
Me patrol, last question here.
Yo, doctor, that's me. Let me show. Now, question when I maybe say a crime say fruits and vegetables some more about me. I say additionally by say oh diabetes I would need diabetes say watermelon, pineapple, and a walk could do na be a carrot. In person who at the same sena is
yeah. In fact, me that say no cre bien omonte diabetes na say on say yare ne ba na won tiase a wonim ne de yare ne ba o kire wa adwen kwa ko YouTube na search medin no Dr. Morris Mensah me wo ba ko bi amaye on the realities of diabetes. Uko YouTube e wo ho. What you search Dr. Morris Mensah no other. Let's search where me videos no be the realities of diabetes. Ne kokoti ebeboa. And after some other time you opportunity na yesua diabetes no asem a ye beti ne make ya say. Nti ni amanfo ka say wo diabetes a endi fruit ni ade. But obi o diabetes man endi fruit. But on gosia on milk oni esichiri ewiase ne ye ho asere kwa. The most natural thing ni there ye ka che say mayeni but near a high mumu e de how na nkasa eba no it's quite sad say enu mumu no e na ye ka che ye say yenya idi o aduaba bia wo na asase su no ho e wo peculiar nutrient bi aduaba bi ani bi mango e wo nwaninu bi a wonnya bi wo aduaba bia mu pineapple wɔ nnuane bi a wonya no wɔ aduaba bia mu ebia wo yare mpo wonya nnuane bi o pineapple nim na abɛboa aba wayare sɛ netime awie mu die yɛsi nni ɛna obi nso nam na ɔmde blood group aba nti people are eating according to their type say yɛsi we blood type O a we O positive or negative a anka anya ma hwɛ moma yɛhwɛ yi o daakye bi ebia yɛnyammerɛ a adesua no dɔɔso nneɛma bebree mmerɛkɔ n'anim a yɛbɛsua no nyinaa blood group and diet ayɛntoro mokɛ bi anim di wo nnuane eat them in varieties wonyɛ nnuane nnuro no you are deprived of those nutrients it's gonna make you sick na yɛndi nyame aka mom so na yɛnya nnipa ahyehyɛdeɛ ne wɔn adwene a wɔka de fa apɔmuden ho yɛnyi ntom ne ehu ne sɛ nyame ɛna ɛbɔ apɔmuden sɛ yɛpɛ apɔmuden ho nyansa yɛpɛ apɔmuden ho nimdeɛ a ɛne apɔmuden ho akwankyerɛ mma paa yɛnkɔ nyame hɔ Awurade nhyira mo na ɔnka yɛn nyinaa ho Kristo Yesu din mu amen
Amen.
Amen. Doc, yɛda ase paa nyame nhyira wo sɛ nnɛ so wama ho kwan yɛda obi biara nso ase sɛ ɔba adwumadie so ɛm sɛ nnɛ asat 5 minutes ago na yɛwɔ nipa 89 na ɛwɔ so for afternoon program yɛayɛ adeɛ pa we have people from across the world a ɔmo aba so yɛda obi biara ase saa bere yɛbɛfrɛ yɛ bra Humphrey na wɔde yɛnim na yɛato yɛn closing hymn 625 ɛno akyi no Elder Obutewi ade yɛn closing prayer bɛma yɛn. Chancana closing prayer never banner. Doc, I'm so okay, so the number but to some coffee. Ni show it to me. They are to just say amen.
Okay. Number no where Vodafone no number 0200 765 685. Right. So 00233 200 765 685. WhatsApp nkwana ubinyame. Ofre me oswa unyame. Inti no jise WhatsApp nkwa. just a WhatsApp. Thank you.
Doc, yeah, that's it. Nyami, Insha. Pache be fire and closing prayer.
All right.
Okronkron asafo yi wo a ijapasa bre umaye dawase wadisha kunia etiste ya odi amaye endemu yi omo yinsa ampa wo ade nyina wie no wo ka se eni ampa omo ya wasan de akọ edin trom ebra odi nhahan ni nduaba edi man se enye yeduane ne yentena se wo ahombi mu sine bi ya wo nyankopon we no nyam eti eda was sisende wasa kai bi sesi re fi to hono ma otuefo se yensan kofa se ne be ya yebetima trase ahonde mu obra yensu engu nyankopon so se ebe yesitie de amawa semwa yesro se prim yakoma sa asodin pi ema di suen yentimi mfa ye dwuma yesro se wanse hu ye mobo na bubu yakoma famai yesro pi maya soa eyembre ebetie wasem na fe yedi won sem a wode maye eso owie bremu se ne be ya ebetimi atena sa honde mu na fe ya twen wo maye teso mienu ya da wasi bebre akwa wona mo so edi adesua we edi bre no edi bre yen yesre wo bibi a wahwere wo mu bia e we demu yesre se wanksa hye na nemu yesre so obekyira no ne fie ne ndwuma oye nyina mani nimdia sonko ayefru nyankopon ho ase ubie na no a ada kyerɛ yɛn a honhom ne honam sukom edede yɛde yɛn so etie sa program nyina hyɛ wo nsa wade yɛsrɛ efi na rekɔi bibi bia yɛbɛdi bia no ma enye duro a ɛbɛsa yɛ mu yare afuni titru etime yɛtime hu ne ate wo nyankopon ase wo de bre mu eja na wotwi yɛde akɔ na wie yɛde ho kyɛ wo nsa yɛsrɛ pi da sefo na hyehyɛ bia wɔ mu bia no yɛsrɛ se pani nyina egu fama yɛ wɔyɛ ne ebusua ho ban sra yɛn ndwuma so wɔyɛ ho ban fi ɔsɛfo ne hyehyɛ ahode nyinaa mu bieni eja pwani ntimi nti onyankopɔn ase na yɛn na sɛ entwɛn wo ma yɛtɔ so mienu asa wo ba wabeto sɛ yɛsɛ ne yɛfata yɛda wase ndemu yi yɛwode ama yɛ hu yɛ mɔbɔ afiti empire bo na hwɛ yɛ so na bɔ ho ban fi yare a ɛkɔ so wiase mu na kɔso ane nkasa impo adaisu mu no yɛn ho edi fakyerɛ yɛda wase biom sɛ ne dai nda no ayɛ sonko hu yɛ mɔbɔ na yɛn da aka wasase so no ma yɛn te onyankopɔn ase yɛn tena se asomdwe mu kɔpem sɛ obepi wɔ no nyam yɛda wase biom sense utie double Jesus Christ di mu ne abɔ mpa amen
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Bacho Sankai bossem be any hodea ne yebeka mespa.
See, I didn't. Amen.